Christ. Welcome everybody to this Sunday morning service here at Salt Lake Christian Church. The story that I have for you all this morning is from Judges chapter 3. The story of the first judge of Israel, Othniel. And so, at this time, Joshua had passed away, and the people of Israel were established in the Promised Land. Despite not conquering it entirely, they had established themselves as a powerful force in the land. However, after Joshua's death, the people began doing what was right in their own eyes and turned away from the ways of the Lord. And so the Lord raised up the peoples that were left in the land to test Israel. One such people group was the Mesopotamians, and the king of Mesopotamia conquered the Israelites and ruled over them for 8 years in harsh slavery. And throughout those 8 years, the people began slowly and then gradually more and more to cry out to God to save them from their enslavement. And the Lord, hearing their cries and having pity on them, raised up a judge, Othniel, to save his people. Othniel was the nephew of Caleb, one of only 2 spies, Joshua and Caleb, who scouted out the Promised Land decades earlier, and reported a positive report saying that if the Lord has this land for us, why should we tarry? Let's go in and take it. But the other 10 spies said that it would be too difficult. And so the people wandered around in the desert for 40 years. But decades later, Othniel was raised up as the first judge of the people of Israel. And God poured out his Spirit upon Othniel and gave him a mighty task to unite the people of Israel and to throw off their bondage of slavery. And so Othniel was a man of God, and he led the people in the ways of God. And because of this, the Lord blessed Othniel and the people, and they came and warred against the Mesopotamians, and they defeated them. And they ended up throwing off their bondage after only 8 years. Relatively short for the period of peace that Othniel led the people 40 years after that great victory. However, at the end of those 40 years, Othniel also passed away, and the people once again slowly and gradually turned away from the ways of the Lord, as would be the pattern for the book of Judges. However, we can see from the story of Othniel not only God's awesome love for his people and his grace to save them, but a great example of how a godly man walking in the ways of God can lead the people of God to turn back to God. So thank you. Let's bring the music.